Hello, beautiful ones, and welcome to the December energy update for 2024 for the Ascending Collective. I'm Casey Aileen Knight, and I am an ascension guide for the lightworkers and healers and the people that are the helpers and creators of the new earth. I am obsessed with helping you handle the energy because it is so intense. And this month we are doing something a little bit different. In previous months, I have gone astrology by astrological, new moon, everything like that, and listed off what's happening energetically. I decided this month, on the precipice of this new timeline and new evolution, to share that just in my written work. So you can find that on my social media or on my email newsletter. But I would like to channel for you more about the incoming energies and what it means and how to handle it. So we're switching things up because we need new energy. There is this evolutionary energy that's been here for a while, but it's really kicking things off. It's really accelerating things for the people that have consistently been doing the work. The people that have not, it's gonna be rough for them. And that's why they're gonna need you to be standing in your power and standing in your light. So I've been doing these energy updates since February of 2019 as things were really ramping up. And there's always been this polarity, this massive split between, again, those people that are really consciously doing the work and the people that are sitting in their shit. That gulf is widening, and it's maddening to see that we're living in two completely different realities often, but they're overlapping still. Last month, when I tuned into the energy psychically, we were on a plane or maybe even a rocket ship, and we were pulling all of these G's, and so November's energy update was, we have liftoff. When I wanted to tune into December, I sat there, closed my eyes and said, show me the energy. And I was taken back onto that airplane, and it was at cruising altitude, but we were getting strapped up with parachutes and then jumping out of the plane like paratroopers. So that's what this month is going to be. We are jumping out of an airplane with parachutes, and we're going to be navigating our descent, our landing. And what I was shown was two different timelines, two different roads, two different realities that people can choose from. And so the people that are conscious and aware that we are doing this ascension work, that we are evolving, that we are having things shift and change really quickly. They are controlling their parachutes and they're like having a great time. They're like, oh my God, it's beautiful up here. Wow, look at that. And they're just doing, I've never jumped out of a plane, but they're tugging on the parachute to go a little over here, and they have a nice smooth landing. There are people who don't realize what's happening, and it's almost like they are just going in blind. They're being shoved out of this plane, it feels like, and they don't feel like they had a choice, and they don't know that they can navigate. They feel like they are in free fall, even though the parachute is there, and they're panicking. And when you panic and you focus on only the problems, you have no access to your higher mind, to your consciousness, to all of those pieces that we need to be able to make the rational decisions and the conscious choices. And those people are going to wind up on the other timeline, the other experience of reality. There is going to be an overlap. We're still going to be occupying the same space-time, but it's this choice point that we are all at, whether we're going to enjoy the ride and to choose one road or another. I don't know what all of that means. in terms of how it's going to play out on the world stage. I don't know exactly how it's going to feel because we've never done this before. What I do know is that our work is paying off. What I do know is that we are headed towards something more beautiful than we can ever imagine. Yet there's still going to be all of the deconstruction that needs to happen, which means it's still going to seem like chaos on the physical level. It's going to seem like things are absolutely being destroyed. But remember, we need that to happen so that we can rebuild. But that rebuilding gets to happen at the same time. And it happens moment by moment. And you're here to anchor in the new energy. You are here to look and feel the energy of possibility, to feel into the future and bring it through your body into the now, to connect to the divine energy, to the Christ consciousness coding, that crystalline coding that is flowing through the cosmos, through us, through our hearts, into the earth, from other hearts, from the earth. It's already here. If you are energetically sensitive, it can often feel like too much. So what our role is, what our main job is to prepare our physical vessel to handle the level of energy that is streaming in right now. Because it's our physical bodies were born into much denser, slower energy, and we need to help them handle it. We need to help them be okay with it. We need to move the energy, to clear it, to have like practices beyond what we've ever needed, honestly, to handle it. So if you already are a master at self-care, if you're already a master at making sure the energy is flowing through you, you're still being asked to expand. And what you did previously might not work. There's going to be a need for moment-to-moment choices of checking in and saying, what do I need? And it is going to be all of these things, right? You're going to need, 5 things. You're going to need to make sure the physical body has what it needs in terms of nutrition, movement, rest, air, all of that stuff that we can sometimes forget about when we're doing really high level spiritual work. You need to move the energy to be able to handle it. If you don't have a practice of like breathing consciously, of doing some kind of stretching and some kind of activity, exercise, movement, you need to integrate all of that. And this is not new, but I've been telling you since 2019 that this is going to be essential to handle it. And if you don't, or if you find yourself putting it off in favor of other things, your physical body will not be able to handle the light that's coming in. This isn't to say don't rest. Rest is a big part of it, but we have to check in and be like, what do you need, body? Do you need nourishment? Do you need me to fast? Do you need more water? Do you need electrolytes? Do you need coconut water? What do you need? It's this constant, minute fine-tuning, adjusting that gets to happen again as we're parachuting, right? We don't just like yank on a cord and then veer over here. It's like these fine adjustments that are going to allow you to direct your path to where it is that you want to go. There's also the need for moving the energy emotionally, from clearing the mental chatter and the belief systems that are hooking you into the collective, that are hooking you in to what the other people are doing. This is coming into a sacred season. In December, we have these holy days as we lead up to the solstice and beyond. And it is a time to go inward. Whether you're in the southern hemisphere, you're coming into summer, or you're in the northern hemisphere and you're coming into winter, it's a time to go in. It is a time to unplug. It is a time to detox the dopamine. And I'm speaking to me here too, but the hooks into the digital realm will keep you focused on the other timeline as well. And I hate when people say this because I'm like, I can handle it. I can be online. I do it for work, all of that. We need some discipline right now. And we need to be spending more time going in, tuning into the silence, to the beingness, to what we need to unhook from the collective narrative, to unhook from the polarization, to unhook from all of that stuff, and to tap into the energy of the divine, of the possibilities of the future. Astrologically, there is a lot happening with air and fire and then earth. We are doing all of this work with Aquarius energies coming forward very, very potently. We've got all of the Sagittarius energy as well. So we get to really tap into that beautiful fusion of the Aquarian and Sagittarian energies that are the visionary teachers, the people that are here to look forward, to look to the future, to look to what is possible, but to bring it back down through our bodies into our beingness, to share it with the communities and to ripple it into the collective. People are going to have different levels of adeptness with this kind of visionary work, but you can't do it if you're too busy. You can't do it if you are constantly, like me, inputting information, taking classes, watching TikToks, all of this. So I am speaking to myself too. I'm channeling this from me, and there's also codes for you in this. It is time to really actively, consciously set aside time in meditation or presence, or just contemplation. That time to just be in your own energy. And as we're approaching the solstice, that gets even more important. There is this beautiful window of stillness where we have the longest day and shortest nights, and vice versa, where there's the most extreme polarity, where you have the most divine connection to your highest self. And in this divine connection, you get to first consciously download the keys and codes and activations and energies for 2025 and for your upcoming next 6 months and years. And also, you get to then bring that into your body and digest it. And that can, again, only be done in stillness. If you're still eating, yes, your digestion has started, but like you really need to just be in the presence and the beingness for this one. And I'm just getting that it's going to be more important than ever. And you're going to be getting some really visionary new things for you. And sometimes that just looks like energy, and sometimes that looks like actually receiving the visions or the words about what it is that your next journey is going to be, right? What it is this next chapter is going to be. There is a very renewed focus on embodiment, on beingness, and divine service, but with the flavor of celebration and fun, okay? It is not that serious. It's very serious, but it's also not that serious if you are able to bring in the lightness and the joy and the beauty and see it even in the absolute chaos of the physical 3D reality. If you can tap into that energy, you will have the resilience that you need to be able to do the work that you came here to do. There is so much possibility here for you. The acceleration of all of what we've been working towards is happening now. You have to be so clear with your energy, so focused with your words, so tuned in to the possibilities instead of the problems to be able to keep up and handle it, that I want to really invite you into your next level here. We are not slowing down. You're just going to be able to handle navigating with more energy and more speed as we go. So there is so much to be grateful for. We have collapsed so much of the density and the separation in the energetic grids. Not everybody is feeling that yet, and not everybody is choosing that yet. You get to choose it now. You get to choose to feel the energy and not the reality. The energy precedes the reality by months, if not years. So feel into the energy of where we are headed and celebrate that and let it guide you, let it move through you. And it's not always easy, but if it's not fun, I'm gonna be straight up with you. You're doing it wrong. You're doing it wrong. It's not supposed to be fun all the time. You're allowed to have your feelings, but if it's never fun, then that's something you need to look at, because the fun and the pleasure and the joy and all of that is what is going to be the counterpoint to the pain, to that. We just moved out of Scorpio season, where it was all about alchemizing the pain into purpose, into power, into magic. And now we're in the season of Sagittarius where there is that optimism that is wanting to come through, the making light of it, because that is what we do when we're wanting to teach. If you are trying to teach a human, it can take 30 to 40 repetitions for people's neurons to really get and learn something new. But if you make it a game, or if you have fun with it and there is a beautiful elevated emotional connection, that goes down to 3 or 4 repetitions. So bringing in the joy, bringing in the lightness, bringing in the gamification of your ascension journey and of what it is that you're here to do, and having that fun with it is going to support you. It is the work right now. And then once we move into Capricorn, after the solstice, we're going to have this beautiful new frequency of reality to ground into the current reality and start to build for the next 7 generations what it is that we are here to build. Everything is here to support you. We're going to finish off 2025 with more hope and optimism for the future than we ever have, as long as we're looking at the energy. Be like that archer of the Sag to really embody this. And I get to speak to this with full embodiment because I do have a Sagittarius stellium, and this is my jam, this is my vibe, this is my time. I have a lot of Capricorn placements too, so I am vibing, and I just want to send that transmission to you. I know it's crazy out there. I know it is divisive. I know it's crazy on the political landscape. And I really, really want you to feel the energy of where we're headed instead of feeling stuck in where we're going. Because again, you, through your choice points about where you want to look, is what's going to guide you to the timeline that you want to be on, right? Focusing on the problems or on the possibilities. Choose right now and decide. And then remember that when you are driving anything or parachuting out of a plane, it's all going to work the same way. You look where you're going to go, right? Don't look where you don't want to go. You're going to go there. And that's not to bypass. You look and acknowledge, but then you have to go, where do I want my focus to be? If you're driving and you don't want to drive into the tree, don't stare at the road. Stare where the road is going, where the curve is. You look through the curve, right? You look where you want to go. Same thing for this. Focus on where you want to go. And then we get to bring it into who do you want to be and how do they want to show up here? What choices are they making? What are they doing, right? And be that. And you're not going to get it right all of the time because you have these old habits, you have these old patterns, but you're going to continually over and over again make the choice. Make the choice for something new. That is the invitation from me to you. Now, if you would like more support on your ascension journey and moving out of separation and feeling scarcity into the frequency of abundance and all possibilities where the unified field lies and where all of the magic happens, I'd love to invite you to join me in the Abundant as Fuck Lightworker membership. This is a place and space where you can receive guidance and activations, as well as neural reprogramming and other kinds of recoding to support your body and your business and your beingness to be in that frequency of magic. So if you would like to join us, you can use the code that I'm going to type into the show notes there to get money off of your very first month and try it out just for $11. And we will be having a solstice ceremony. So if you would like me to personally guide you through the energy of connecting to your highest self and downloading the keys and codes to make 2025 the most magical one for you, join me inside the membership, which you can cancel anytime, but it is the place to be if you are wanting to recode your beautiful reality. So I want to let you know, I'm so proud of all of us for doing this work. I am so proud of you for continuing to show up and just be alive here right now. I am sending you so much love and joy, and let's have more freaking fun with it. Okay? Amazing. Good luck. Have fun. Let's talk soon.